बोल वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर देव जू की जय। श्री विदग्ध माधव ग्रंथ की जय। श्री निताय गौर हरिवो। श्री गोविंद जय। गोपाल जय जय गोविंद। राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय। राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। राधा रमण गोविंद जय जय। गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय। राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। राधा वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। ओम नमो भगवते पुराण पुरुषोत्तमाय। ओम जयति पराशर सूनु सत्यवती हृदय नंदनो व्यासो यस्यास्य कमलगल्पितम् वाग्मय ममतम जगत पेवती। विश्वसर्ग विसर्गादि नवलक्षण लक्षितम श्री कृष्णाक्षम परम धाम जगद्धाम नमामि तत्। हृदय से प्रेरणया प्रवर्तितो हम बराक रूपोपि तस्य हरे पदकमलम वंदे श्री चैतन्य देवस्य। वंदे हम श्री गुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलम श्री गुरु वैष्णवांश्च। श्री रूपम साग्र जातम सह गण रघुनाथान्वितम तम सजीवम साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानांजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येनो तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। दिव्यद्वंदारण्य कल्पद्रुमाध श्रीमद्रत्नागार रत्नसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा श्री गोविंद देवौ प्रेष्ठाली सेव्यमानौ स्मरामि। श्रीमान रास रसारंभी वंशी तटस्थितः कर्शन वेणुस्वनैर् गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियोस्तम। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पत्तानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे श्री सनातन प्रभु करुणाम्बुराशे। हे रूप दुर्गत जनैक दयावलोको। हे भट्टयुग्म सुमते रघुनाथ दासो। श्री जीव में कुरुत मंद मते दयाम द्रा। आददानस्त्रम दंतईदम याचे पुनः पुनः। श्रीमद्रूप पदाम्भोज धूलश्याम जन्म जन्मनि। बोलो शुभ वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। We were just listening by Shri Prem Purojin Prabhu the glories of Shri Krishna Prem and Gopi Prem and Sakhi Prem. Shri Prem Purojin Prabhu is a great scholar. He has chosen so many very heart-pinching verses from the wide, vast literature of Rasik Jan. And he is also very much clever and of Sanskrit, and he very beautifully describes the meaning of the Sanskrit verses into in Hindi or in English.
Поэзия выбирает самые такие душесчипательные слоги, чтобы просто сердце раньше начинало, исторически разбирается в санскрите и трактует все это в санскрите видным образом.
And while a idea or a doctrine is presented, supported by various evidences of Acharya, then it creates very much satisfaction in the heart.
Истинный вайшнав всегда радуется, когда кто-то обсуждает тему, цитируя праманы. То есть все должно быть в прамане. Это очень важно. Правильный подход к презентации и проведению знаний.
So may he live long and distribute this nectar to all persons.
То есть потрясающе, как он делится этим нектаром со всеми нами.
In Vidagdha Madhav, we were just seeing that Sri Sakhigan is always motivating Sri Priya and Sri Lal to meet each other. They create the variety in the love, and when some waves are rising, then that nectar becomes much more, that ocean becomes much more effective and much more attractive. And Sakhis always create such a situation where the one idea is coming, and from one idea, the other branch of that idea is also rising. And from that branch, the next branch is also rising. In this way, baat mein baat. In one talk, the other talk, and then the other talk that is continuously expanding. So this is the Swarup of Sakhi. So unless Sakhi is there, this ras cannot be increased. Due to the Sakhi and their promotion, their new twist, that ras always becomes much more relishable.
Новую линию, дерево, они пускают, делают сами, добавляют, расширяют, и без них не было такой разности.
And in conclusion, Shri Lalita was saying and promoting Shri Radhika that, oh Sakhi, while you have sent the elephant, then there should not be any discussion. There should not be any discussion or hesitation in selling the Ankush. So the proud, that will be also given. The goat, that will be also given. Vikrite karani kimankushe vivadaha. While the elephant, she elephant is sold, then in goat there will not be any vivad, any discussion. And she also says, describes the Shri Vrindavan. Vrindavan is also Sakhi. And as Shri Lalita Vishakha, in other Sakhi, motivates Shri Radhika to meet, Shri Krishna to meet. In the same way, Shri Vrindavan is also a Sakhi, and she also want to make Shri Priyalal joint together. And while the love in the heart of Shri Yugal Sarkar is very much nourished, then having any excuse, Shri Lalita and Vishakha both get exit from that place. So they exits, showing any excuse. So pretending this, giving this excuse that I have made a drawing, and as the sun is going to, the moon is about to rise. So it may be, though it is day, and at the same time, the moon, sometimes moon and sun both rises at the same time. So the moon is also rising and it is also shining. So due to the shine of the moon, the Chandrakant Mani, that is melting, and it is creating the water flow. So my drawing will be demolished, my drawing will be meshed. So let me go to protect and to stop that flow of water. So I am going, and saying, taking this excuse, Shri Lalita and Vishakha, both very beautifully, they escape from that, they exit from the place. And as Shri Prem Pujan Prabhu has quoted that verse, that the Manjari Gan has so quality, they have so fortune, that their bhumika, their status, their role is so great, that is much more better than Sakhigan. Before Sakhigan, in the presence of Sakhigan, Shri Priyalal may feel a hesitation, a shyness, but in the presence of the maid servants, those Manjarigan, Shri Priyalal does not have any shyness or any hesitation. So Shri Lalita, Vishakha, they get an exit from the place, but the Manjari may sit there, may be present there. And before Manjarigan, Shri Priyalal does not have any hesitation or any shyness. And on those very confidential moments, Shri Krishna says to Shri Priyaji, Priye, Medanim ape bamyat viramaste. Why are you not leaving still the shyness and the denial mood? Because now the Sakhi has taken exist, they have gone away. So you should be very much feel easy, and you should not take the denial mood, denial attitude. And in this way, Shri Krishna becomes much more fickle, and he just draw stress the clothes, the end of his only the upper cloth. Shri Krishna stretches that and says, and try to get Shri Radhika nearer to him. Then Shri Radhika says, Munchehi, Munchehi, leave me, leave me. Sakshau mam avhayataha. My both Sakhi is inviting me, they are calling me. So let me go to them. And Shri Krishna says, Kathore mayatra mangi kur bhangurtam. For me, please do not accept your crookedness and your denial mood. So now you should, it is not proper to maintain the crooked mood or the denial for me. And Shri Radhika is smiling and saying, "Oh Devi Saraswati, bande se yat satyaiva prakatasasi." So you are very much praised. I am praying Saraswati, that means the Vani, the skill of talking. I am praying the skill of talking, Saraswati. That yat satyaiva prakatasasi. Now you have appeared, manifested very finely. So Shri Radhika, Shri Krishna was saying, Kathore mayatra mangi kur bhangurtam. For me, you should not accept the denial mood, bhangurta, the crookedness. And Shri Saraswati is, Shri Radhika is saying, O Saraswati Bande, that means Shri Krishna was always showing up to this moment. Shri Krishna was showing his goodness, and as if she was showing that I am ready to be trialed, ready to give examination, and I am proceeding, and the Ghata Sarpa Pariksha, where the Cobra is there in that picture, and I am also going to give that hard examination. So Shri Krishna was also having the man mudra or the crookedness, but Shri Krishna is now surrendering, and Shri Krishna is now very easily accepting that he had the love for Shri Brishwanandani, Shri Priyaju, and Shri Priyaji is also having the love for Shri Shamsundar. So at this time, all the crookedness and all the other covering of the crookedness are removed, and they are now very plainly expressing, both of them, Shri Radhika and Shri Krishna, both are very plainly expressing their actual feelings. And Shri Krishna is also feeling and saying that mangi kur bhangurtam, pray, do not accept the crookedness, as I am also praying to you and you accept my prayer. And Shri Radhika is saying as if now the camel came under the mountain. So the camel came under the mountain. Camel was always thinking that I am the highest. But while it comes under a mountain, then he feels no mountain is bigger than me. In the same way, Shri Krishna is always having the mood of crookedness, denial. But now, leaving all his crookedness, leaving all his denial mood, Shri Krishna is here very surrenderly expressing his surrendering and praying to Shri Radhika. So Shri Radhika is saying, now you are under my control, under my thumb. So now you have come under my thumb.
I guess that is not своей позиции, хитрость, больше не ерничаешь и предаешься мне.
So far Krishna was hiding and concealing his ideas by the crookedness, but now he has left crookedness, and so Radharani says that Saraswati Bande, I pray the Saraswati Devi, the Vani, the speaking, that now you are actually showing what you have in your heart, and you are not concealing anything. And especially Shri Krishna says that Padminyaste Sumukhi Parama Prema Saurabhya Puro Duro Sarpi Yadvadi Muda Krishna Bhringena Bheje. O Shri Radhike, you are a Padmini, you are a lotus, you are a lily, you are a Padmini. She lotus, a little lotus, Padmini. And Prem Saurabhya Puro, you are always spreading your fragrance all over the Vrindavan, all over this forest. And while it reaches to a bumblebee like me, so Duro Sarpi Yadmadi Muda Krishna Bhingen Bheje. Shri Krishna Bhring, that bee was away from you, from that Kamalni, from that lotus. The bee was away. And so far he is sniffing that fragrance. Akrantoyam tav mukhambhoj madhvik pana. He becomes very much eager, and he rushes, that bee rushes to that lotus. Nav mukhambhoj madhvik pan pratyasha bhi, and he is having the pratyasha, he is having the asha, this desire, this possibility, that tab mukhambhoj madhvik pan, that I will get the drink, I will get the drinking of that nectar which you contains in your face. So unless he was not reached to you, and he will not get that nectar, so far he will remain roaming around your face, around that kamal. In the same way, I was, unless I will get the nectar of your lips, your adharamrit, then I will always roam, I will go round to your face. So let me allow, please allow me to get that nectar.
нектара. Поэтому я тоже предоставлю для того, что посмотреть суп нектара.
So, and again he says, so here it is a very beautiful metaphor. You are a Padmani and my eyes and me is just like a bee, and the beauty of coming from your face, that is a very sweet fragrance, and now that bee is very much eager to take, to taste the nectar and sweetness of your face, of your, yes, black bee, yes. Sham Brahma, black bee, fine.
Видишь, вот правильно говорите, я человек, жажду контакта с твоим прекрасным лотосным лицом. Запусти меня, пожалуйста, в коммуникацию.
And in Sanskrit drama, this is a limitation. That in Sanskrit drama, the changes of garments, as well as the sleeping, milan, interactions, these some actions are those actions going of a far place. These actions are not shown on the stage, and it is prohibited. So here, at the moment of the milan of Sri Priyalal, the introduction is presented, but direct milan or the embracing or touching, that is not shown. So this is a limit of Sanskrit drama.
Также нельзя изображать на себе только что-то спит, и поэтому показано вот это прелюдия, предусловие этой интимной встречи, дальше что показано не будет.
So because the aesthetic sense and the vulgarity, both are the different pole and they cannot be ever joined. Vulgarity is a quite different thing. And the love and the aesthetic sense, Saundaryabodh, that is quite different. In Saundaryabodh, there is never desire that this thing is for me and let me use it. So using of to a self, that is a calm, that is passion. But in love, always the beauty is seen and it is not for me, only it is to relish by the Atma, not by Deh. If it ever limited to Deh, to the body, then it becomes passion. And it is very much vulgar and it should be always to be given up. But while the beauty, that is Anand, and Anand Tattva is relished by the Atma. Atma is also Anand. So Anand is relished by the Anand. Then it becomes the beauty. It becomes the Saundarya. So Saundarya and vulgarity both are quite different and their poles cannot be ever combined. They will always remain. So in vulgarity, always this idea is found that let me use this thing for my limbs, for my joy, my happiness. But in Saundarya, the Atma, the Saundarya, Anand is one. That is, the Anand is, that place is also full of Anand, and my heart is also full of Anand. And Anand is joining the Anand. The joy is joining, joy is relishing the Anand. So this is the difference between Saundarya and vulgarity. So in Sanskrit drama, the Saundarya is aesthetic sense is always not in Sanskrit drama, everywhere. In Sahitya, in literature, the Saundarya is always praised and it is recommendable, and the other things are always denied.
Истинная культура не допускает никакой вульгарности, потому что вульгарность и простота не совместимы.
One is Ashlilta, and one is love, prem. So prem and Ashlilta, vulgarity. That is, yes.
Красоту можно постичь только душой, то есть она может постичь только душа, которая по природе тоже есть составляющая анализ. А как только мы пытаемся чем-то насладиться телом, себе присвоить, думать, как это мне подойдет, как я не наслаждаюсь, потом вульгарно и приемлемо в сфере высшей эстетики и красоты.
So Muktanam Uplabhyamev Kuchayo Salukya Malukyate. Shri Krishna says further that the Muktanam, that means the pulse, the string or the garland of that pulse you are bearing. Uplabdha Kuchayo Salukyam, while they are getting the place on your breast. On your kuchayo salukyam, they are getting place on your breast. So seeing this, hitva sangam hans, sangam hans mast suhridam kaivalyam ase divan. So I am also hitva sangam. I am living the sang of the Gyanijan. So Mukta Shabda has two meanings. Mukta, one meaning is Mukta or the pulse. And the other meaning is Mukta means the liberated person. So Muktanam Upalabhya Kuchayo Salukyam. The pulse, the string of pulse is getting the place on your breast. So they are getting the place on your breast. In the same way, a mukta, while he gets liberation and he gets the mukta sthiti, that means Brahma Sayujya. So he is also getting Sayujya, but he is not very much happy. If he has ever accepted the bhakti, then due to that bhakti, he will get the partial sharir, and by that partial sharir, he will get the seva sukh. Otherwise, he will not get the seva sukh. So seva sukh is the much more important than getting the marzar in Brahma.
Как вот эти мукта оказались в руки мукта, и как мукта Пуруша, как освобожденные личности. И это что освобожденная личность не обретет радости в союзе с Браманом, в личном слиянии с Браманом, потому что это положение не предоставляет возможности испытывать радость всем. То есть, если он подключится дальше, получит пару требовать, спутника Господа, но будет возможность служить Господу. И это гораздо важнее, чем съесть Брамана.
То хитва сангам ахам samasta suhridam. I have left the company of my Priya Narn Sakha, Subal, Madhmangal. So at this time, at this moment, I have left even the company of my Priya Srot Sakha. So as that person who is having the place nearer to Sri Radharani, then that Jnani leaves the attraction toward the salvation, toward the moksha, and he even leaves the company of Jnani Jan. This is wrong, this is wrong, this is mithya, this is false, false, false. So he leaves it, and he had the attraction, he had the attachment for bhakti. So Jnani always says, do not have any attachment to any other birth. But a bhakta always have the intention that I should get the much more attraction toward the lotus feet of Sri Radhika. So attraction is here required, and in Jnanmarg, the attraction is denied, and it is discarded.
Возможности, которые предоставляет тема, они теряют интерес в этом союзу и как пьяни оказаться себя назад, потому что не хочу уже никакого слияния, ничего, я хочу возможности служения. И таким образом пишут, я остался, вот потом остался даже за своими единомышленниками, пьяни, которые все разбирают, нет, не то, и хотят привязанности к чему. А он становится привязанным. И вот пишет, я отстранился от даже лучших своих друзей, я там свидал, завал, расстался со всеми, и пишется к себе и служить себе.
So as a Jnani, while he becomes a rasik, then he leaves the company of the relieved persons, Mukta Jan, and he have the company. He likes to live in the company of Rasik Jan. In the same way, I also is living the company of my friends, Madhumanga Soul, and I want to live with these Mukta. So rather than living with these my friends, I will like to live in the company of this Mukta Mal, the purse string which you are bearing. So let me join and let me accept as a pearl in your this garland. So I am praying for that. Beautiful way.
И хочет прикнуть последовательно папе, поэтому он остается с своими друзьями пьяни и старается общаться побольше с Расиком Вайшнавом. Ну, вот Кришна, я расстался со своими друзьями, прикнуть к этим муктам на твоей груди, хочу стать жемчужным среди мук, всего.
So Vaishamyam Tilamapi Anashrit Batoho Sandram Mritasyand Bihi Mam Purnam Kurutan Turn Maneho Sayujji Danotsabai. So, O Tanvi, O very lean and thin, O very beautiful, Hey Shri Sundari, O Demisel, Shri Radhike, Hey Kishoriju, Mam Purnam Kuru, kindly fulfill me. Turnam Aneo Sayujya Dano Sabai. You also give me the Sayujya, the accompany of your two golden pitchers, so that I can get my extreme, my goal of my life. So I want to get the Sayujya. That means I want to get the company of those beautiful golden pitchers which you bears with you. So please make me, give me this fortune. And I do not want to. I want to get the sayuj, the intimate milan, joining with these pictures. So Vaishamyam Tilmapi Anashrit Vataha. I cannot tolerate a bit Vaishamya, separation from these two pictures which are full of nectar. So please let me relish the joy, let me relish the sweetness of this Amrit, this Divya Amrit. And you are Amrit Murti. The Sandamritasya, they are always sprinkling the Sandra Amrit, the drops of the of that nectar. That means the splendor of light is coming from these very beautiful, golden and full of nectar. These pictures, the Amrit is spreading, sprinkling all over. So let me take bathe in that nectar. So in this way, the four moksha, four type of liberation, Sashti, Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, and the fifth is the merger. So, illusion, illusion. Sajj, yes, Sajj, the merger in Brahma. So, Shri Krishna is presenting all these five type of mukti and leaving the last one. Including the last one, the five type of mukti, Shri Krishna is accepting here, and he is saying that Salokyam Muktanam Upalabhya Kuchiyo Salokyam. So he is wanting to get five type of mukti. In Sashti Mukti, Shri Krishna gives the wealth, assets like himself. So a person gets the assets as Dhruv got the Sashti Mukti. He got a new abode, new dham. So here, Shri Krishna is also requesting that let me have the wealth, just like the Mukt. So these pearls, so as they are shining in the same way, let me get this wealth, this assets. And Salokya, as these pearls are getting the rest on your breast in the same way. Yes. So in the same planet. So as they are getting, these pearls are always resting on your breast. So in the same way, I also want to get the same planet where I can rest. So Salokya Mukti. So Hitva Sangam Hansam. And as that person leaves the company of the Muktajan, and he prefers to live in the company of Rasikjan. In the same way, I also want to live with these pearls as a part of this pearls garland. So I also want to be a pulse of your necklace. Yes, it is, yes, Sarupyam, Sarupyam. Thank you, Sarupyam. And Kaivalya Masedman, that means as a Jnani always lives that I am the whole Brahma, and he lives in isolation. In the same way, I have also accepted the isolation and left the company of my Subal Madhumangal, other friends. And as the person says, as a Jnani says, that in salvation, in mukti, there is no difference remains between Jeev and Brahma, Jeevo Brahmaiva Napara, and they all becomes one. In the same way, Vaishamyam Tilmapi Anashrat Vataha. I want to meet you in such a way where the curtain, where the difference, where the distance, even of mala, even of a thin cloth is not found. So Vaishamyam, there should not be any hindrance between you and me. So Vaishamyam Tilam Api Anashrit Bataha. I will put off my garland. So I want to have the very closest sangam with you. So please allow me for that. So Vaishamyam Talmapi, there should not be any difference or distance. So no distance is acceptable at that position. Samip, yes, this is Samip. This is Samip. Sandamritasya, in this way, the sand, the concentrate amrit, I want to taste the concentrate amrit, concentrate nectar, joy of your love, of your. So, oh Tanvi, oh very lean, beautiful, Hey Shri Radhike, Purnam Anyo Sayujya Danu Savai, please give me the Sayujya, the joining with these two full of nectar, these two golden pitchers. So let me, please allow me to have the Sayujya of these pitchers. Jai, Jai. And Shri Krishna says, Priya Pasha Pasha. Shri Radhika, listening it, Shri Radhika is feeling a little shyness. And Shri Krishna says, Priya Pasha Pasha. Apam Patyuhu Pushti Karan Raspaka Kumudini Kadam Manam Angajwar Haran Shitau Shadighataha Mrigan Koyam Koki Parishad Avichara Dhwar Dhora Purodha Kalindi Parisar Pariskar Makarut Apam Patyuhu Pushti Karan Raspakaha. The moon has arisen. So this uncle, this act is started in the middle, in the moon. And here, of the same day, all pastimes of the same day is described, is staged here. So about 4 hours or so, the time limit is so Shri Krishna has come and he is tending cows, and Shri Krishna has reached to Shri Radharani, and Shri Radharani is also then Sakhi, both was making jokes with Shri Priya and Lal and other, and then in this way the moon is rising. So from noon to, it is a Vaishakhi Purnima. So this is a Vaishakhi Purnima, the Basantotsav, Basant Ras, Basanti Ras. And on Vaishakhi Purnima, from noon to night, evening, this thing is describing, and as a unity of time, unity of place, and unity of action. So unity of time is very well maintained in this act. And Shri, whatever it is staged, so it also contains the, except the unity of time. So now, in the end, it is evening time, and the sun has, the moon has already fully arisen.
Действие этого акта началось в полдень. То есть и сейчас здесь уже присутствует мало надпись, это Вайшакхи Пурнима, и то есть это все действие проходило почти целый день. Здесь еще пошла ровно, начался знаешь, потом он сидел сами, потом он пришел, сидел с поднамазием, дал доступ к фотографии, пришел на свидание, вот уже вечер, поздний вечер, и все там вот есть уместность времени, ожидания действия.
So in the ocean, at the night, at the evening of Purnima, the high tides come. So Shri Krishna is describing apam patyuh pushti karan rasapakaha. This Chandrama is always nourishing rasparpakaha of ocean. So that means high tides are coming on the full moon night in the ocean. So apam patyu means the ocean. Pushti karan raspakaha. It is nourished by this moon. And the other quality of this moon is this, that Kumudini Kadammanam Angajwar Haran Shitau Shadi Ghataha. This moon is just like a ghat, just like a pitcher of the aushadhi, of medicine, which will remove, which will cure the fever of Birha. So Kumudni, that means lilies, and it is very much famous that in the moonlight the lilies are blooming and the lotus are closing, and in the sunlight the lotus are blooming and kumudnis are closing. So Kumudni Kadammanam, the group of Kumudni, Kadam means group, Angad Jwara Haran, they are feeling fever. And that fever is Haran Shitau Shadighataha. And this Chandrama is just like a pitcher where the medicine is kept. Medicine is kept. So this is just like a Aushadhi Ghataha. This is a pitcher of Aushadhi. Medicine.
Лотос распускается солнечного света. И тут лотос называется калашем, наполненным аушадью, амлитой, лекарством, которое тушит жар разлуки. Кувшины, они страдали и горячего жара из-за того, что они мучаются в разлуке, и они, соответственно, смотрят на луну, чтобы она потушил этот жар.
And Mrigankoyam means this Chandrama. It also has the third quality. And the next quality is this, that this Chandrama is as if a priest who will slaughter the Kumudni. So as priest sacrifices any goat or any animal to a deity, in the same way, Mrigan Koyam, Koki Parishad Abhichar Adhvar Dhura Purodha. This moon is a Purodha. Moon is a priest. And as a priest, in offering, in sacrificing, he uses his arm, his weapon to sacrifice a creature. In the same way, Koki Parishad. Koki Parishad, that means the lotus. She lotus. Koki Parishad. Kok means Koki Parishad means not Kok, and Koki is Chakwa and Chakvi. So and it is said that in night, Chakwa and Chakvi, both their pair is separate, and in morning, Chakwa and Chakvi, they gets together and they get the meeting. In the same way, so this Chandrama is just like a priest who will sacrifice their meeting of Chakwa Chakvi. So who will sacrifice the meeting of Chakwa and Chakvi. So Chakwa Chakvi is a bird, and in night Chakwa comes, the male remains on one bank of river, and the Chakvi remains on the other bank of river, and they are just talking and shouting, but they are not met. While the sun will rise, then they both get together. So this is a poetic Kavi Prodi. So this is a poetic license. Poetic license. Kavi Prodi.
Есть политическое поверье, порода птиц, что ночью они всегда самец самого разлучаются. На самом деле, анализ другой, переговариваясь друг с другом, но потом солнце, они могут снова воссоединиться. Поэтому Луна называется, что мы понимаем, что жнец, который приносит в жертву закалывает ягненка их совместной радостной жизни. То есть вот такая жестокая, что она разлучает их подобные птиц.
So Koki Parishad means she Kokis. Lady, she Kokis, female Kokis. And Abhichar means slaughtering. And it is Adhvar, it is a yajna, where the slaughtering was, where the sacrifice is made. And Chandrama is the a priest. The Koki Parishad is just the animal or creature to whom the sacrifice will be performed. So this Chandrama is making them very much separate and very much sorry, giving them tortures. So in this way, this Apampatti, this Chandrama is increasing, nourishing the high tides. It is also nourishing the Kumudniga lilies, and it is just like the medicine to remove the fever of Kumudni. And this is a priest who will sacrifice and torture the Koki Parishad, the Chakvi Gana. So, in this way, the moon has arisen and Tadetam Basantik Kant Mandal Mandit Mandalasya Chandramasa Chandrika Chakra Chumbitam Vicharavo Nikunja Chandra Shalikam. So now let me proceed to Shri Nikunja Chandra Shalikam. The Chandra Shalika, that means the terrace of the creeper house. So we should now please follow me, and hey Shri Radhike, please follow me, and we will go to the Chandra Shalika, to the terrace where the shining of the moon is found. So, Basantik Kanti Mandal Mandit Mandalasya, the moon is very much glowing and shining with the Basantik Kanti at this springtime. This moon is very pleasant and it is spreading its Kanti. And Chandamasas Chandrika Chakra Chumbitam, and the Chandrika, the moonlight, the group of moonlight is always kissing the whole Vrindavan. So let us go in the Nukunj Mandir and in Chandashalika, in the courtyard or in the terrace of the Chandasalika, and we will enjoy, see the beauty of this Chandrama. And here Anupras Alankara is very much beautifully described, where the repetition of the same phonics is made. Varna Samyam Anuprasaha. The Samya, the repetition of the Varna is followed. So Mandal, Mandit, Mandalasya, this is Ma is repeated, and Chandramasas Chandraka Chakra Chumbit Bicharamaha Nikunje Chandra Shalikam. The repetition of Cha is also found. So in this way, beautiful expression of a beautiful presentation of Anupras Alankar can be seen in this sentence. So in this way, it is Nishkranta Sarve. In this way, Shri Krishna and Shri Radhika both exit from the stage, and it is Radha Sangam Nama Tritiyo Ankaha. This act is now finished. निताय गौर हरि बोल, लाली लाल की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, राधा रमण हरि निताय गौर हरि बोल, श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर देव जी की जय जय जय। यस,
कल ग्रहण लगेगा।
हाँ
आज छठा कर सकते हैं।
हाँ हाँ कल कथा तो हो जाएगी, कोई बात नहीं।